What's up guys, the Bobcat here and welcome to a brand new Let's Play on Sorcerer King. Now, Sorcerer King is made by Stardock Entertainment, the same people who brought you Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, as well as Galactic Civilizations 3 and 2. So, Sorcerer King is a direct sequel to Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, and I have already played a game through it and I enjoy it very much. So let us start a new game, shall we? I've only played through it once, so I'm not very well versed in all the different things. So as you can see, start off with we have our 6 sovereigns to choose from. Now I will mention that this is still a 4X game. However, it is a bit different in that the main goal isn't to so much as destroy your opponents and expand across the world, it is to defeat the Sorcerer King. And also, which is an improvement upon Fallen Enchantress here, is that the game is much more character focused. So for instance, the Commander, he's the guy I played as to begin with, and he's actually really quite strong. You get a person here called Varda the Slayer. She is an incredibly powerful character, and instead of being outranked by all the others, because in Fallen Enchantress characters would get quite quickly outranked by a unit of 6 people wielding Doom Mauls, for instance. In this game that doesn't happen so much, which is quite nice. But anyway, we'll talk more about that when we get into the actual game. So, to start off with, we have our character to choose from. We also have the spells they can get access to and their starting party. Now, I've only played as a commander, so I don't really know any other race other than the commander, and I will admit he's quite nice to play. So let's have a look at some of these, shall we? We've got Galor, the wizard. His ability is hypnosis, or hypnotism even. Now, the main goal, the main research in the game isn't so much researching weapons as it is spells, which is an important thing to keep in mind. And these spellbook icons here tell us what spells we have access to. For instance, the commander has access to 2 of every one. At least this is how I think it works. I'm not entirely sure, so we'll see as we go through. Whereas the wizard has access to 4 wrath spells and 0 chaos spells. The tyrant has access to no summoning spells. Guardian has access to plenty of summoning spells. Tinkerer, mostly wrath and summoning, and the priestess, no wrath but summoning chaos and enchant. Now I'm not exactly sure who I want to play as. I haven't really thought about this, but if I am to choose one, I'm liking the look of the wizard, honestly. We can also customize these characters as well. I'm not going to do that. I don't feel confident messing around in that. So I think we're going to choose the wizard. Mostly because he seems... well, he doesn't have any chaos, but I don't really know what chaos attributes to. And only the commander has chaos. And the wizard just seems to be sort of a more focused version, which I kind of like. So, we'll go next. We have generate random world, which is what we want. Actually, no we don't. We want to choose... yeah, we do want to generate a random world, sorry. But we also want to make sure we have decent ones. For instance, let's say a medium, or normal, common, normal. In fact, I'm trying to remember something here. I may not have actually... hang on a second. I may have made a huge mistake. I'm going to try something for a second. Just go back to the beginning. Campaign. Oh no, it was the campaign I must have played. Let me just check. Yes, it was the campaign I played, not the new game button. Okay then. In that case, we're going to play the campaign instead because it's a lot more focused and actually gives us more of a storyline to go with. I'm not sure about the new game. I think it's the same thing, but just in case it's not, I would prefer to play on what I know. So let us begin. And I think there's an intro cutscene, so I will be quiet during it. I'm hoping the audio balance is okay. I'm not sure. We'll see.
200 years ago, King Relius and the combined armies of the kingdom defeated Ceressa, the fallen enchantress. Peace was at hand, but it would not last. A new threat arose in the east, one that would soon swallow the civilized world. The Sorcerer King and his minions seek to destroy the shards of magic, consuming their power. With it, he will become an immortal, extinguishing all other life on this world. It is up to you, Sovereign of Altar, heir to Relius, wielder of the Forge of the Overlord, to stop the Sorcerer King before it's too late.
Nice bit of backstory there. So then, let us begin. Now this, I don't know if I'll stick with this, it depends what I see the map is like, because I don't want to play the same map as last time. But anyway, let's begin, and I'll hopefully not butcher this. You are Galor, leader of Athika. Athika? I'm not sure. You have led your realm since the death of your parents, the great Relius and Magesta. As a civilization faltered around you, you sense conflict with the tyrant Sorcerer King would be inevitable. Working in secret, you have taken steps to prepare for the coming war, and each one of these choices does have an effect on things. So we can dedicate my efforts to exploring and intelligence gathering, dedicate my efforts to raising an army, dedicate my efforts to building a strong city. Now I think I'm going to go with the army option. I don't know what the other two do, I don't remember even, because it was a while ago that I played this actually, but I like the prospect of having more troops to start off with, so we'll do that one. You secretly begin preparing your citizens for armed combat, but the need to operate in secret poses several challenges. Some of the soldiers you trained chaffed at the need for restraint, and one ale-fueled evening set out to fight the Sorcerer King's overseers. You learned of this brewing revolt with enough time to do something about it. I stopped the revolt and preserved their training. I let them charge their doom to show the rest of Athika the danger we face. No, I remembered I did something else instead. So do we stop them and train them, or do we let them charge their doom? We'll stop them and try and keep their training going. You ordered the guards to capture the rebellious soldiers, and privately brought them to a form of justice that was far kinder than the Sorcerer King's minions would have provided. The rest of their training proceeded without incident, leaving you with a small but effective fighting force. Small for now. And we have the first thing. As you can see, we gain Honour and Militia. Now is the time to cast off the Sorcerer King's sinister rule. And yes, we'll keep that name. And this is exactly the same map as the one I've originally played already, which is a tad upsetting. So maybe what I'll do instead is, I'm not sure though. Well, it doesn't really matter. We've got the story. We'll dismiss that. So what I will do is I will pause it here, leave, and then come back in a new game, and I'll see what that's like. If it's very different, well, I say very different. If it's got the same premise behind it, then we'll just do that one instead. If it doesn't, then I'll come back to this one. So I will join you all in momentarily. Right then, welcome back. So I have decided to start a new game altogether. As you can see, our city is in a completely different place. I don't exactly know how this is going to go, however, because in the campaign there are, well, let me try that again. There are the maximum number of rival people, essentially. I don't know if this can show us under diplomacy, maybe. Yeah, as you can see, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 instead. 5. Thought we had 6. I'm not sure. I might have made a mistake somewhere. I don't think I have. Hang on, I'm gonna have to check something because I do not want to mess this up. Give me a second. This is a bit of a shaky start, isn't it? Okay then, back again in another different place. Now I think it's right this time. I'm seeing nothing but question marks, which is good. So I think we've got the maximum amount of people we can have. So I'm not sure if we'll be missing any of our rivals, but hopefully we have them all. Now then, as that intro to the campaign gave us, the Sorcerer King is trying to destroy these shards, and when he does that, he will complete the spell of making. If you remember that, it's what we used to win the game, actually, in one of our other campaigns when we played Fallen Enchantress. So once he does that, then he will win the game. Or I should say, when the Doomsday counter gets to the top, he will win the game. Now, there's plenty of things we can do to drop this down. I'm not too concerned about it, but you never know. There's also a threat level and the lieutenants. So, first things first, we have to gather up all these shards. So we've got one here. That's a tad loud. I'm just going to have to drop that down. Drop it down to 25 like the others. Maybe drop this down to 35 as well. Again, I don't want it to be too loud. Anyway, so as you can see, it will cost 1 logic point, but give us 5 magic. And we have our things up here. Logistics, how many units we can have, along with city improvements. Magic is magic. Crystals, from crystal crags. Metal is for metal, and horses from horses, etc, etc, etc. There's only those 3, so I don't know why I'm saying that. So, now that we've got this, we can use the Manage Magic Orb, to the right of the screen, which is this one, to adjust all this stuff. And we also get 2 sovereign points. Now, our leader isn't the one for this army. As you can see, we have Tandis, the warrior, who is our leader of this army, and he's got a bunch of different abilities as well. Our sovereign is someone completely different. It is, well, the wizardly character we saw originally. There's also stuff we can craft and things like that as well, but we'll get into that later. Well, this here is our magic wheel. As you can see, it's currently dead in the middle. So we're getting 2 points in 2.7 magic, 2.6 skill, and 2.6 lore. Lore is research, magic is mana pool, and skill is the sovereign XP. So we could move this around. I'm not going to. We can go to sovereign details as well. We'll be seeing this screen a lot. Here's our person. We have these spellbook spells, and as you can see, he has access to different things. And obviously, as we go along, we'll be clicking these and upgrading them. Now, I'm not seeing the cool abilities that the commander had, because the commander could get different units, which was very nice, but we'll see what we unlock later on. I'm just going to gloss over that for now. So, to start off with, we're just going to do pretty simple, get some chests. I have turned quick move on, so we don't have to worry about stuff. We're getting plenty of gems. There's a crystal crag there, which I would like to get hold of. Now then, we've got the build and turn. Now, unfortunately, we can't do a queue, which is really annoying, but have to make do. So to start off with, we're going to start off with a work camp, and I also want to take this militia out and join him up with the army. So now we have a much more fearsome army. Now, there are a few things missing from this game, which I would like to have, but I can't complain about too much. Is the icons above them. For instance, this here is a quest. As you can see, it says there, Abandoned Village, quest medium. That's a treasure chest. That's a crystal crag. But they don't have any icons above them to differentiate them, so that's something I'd like to have, but obviously we have to wait on that. Maybe in a DLC or something. So we moved our unit for the turn. Now then, spells. What spells do we want? As you can see, we can choose to get any number of these, and it tells you here how long it will take to learn. Actually, it says somewhere, doesn't it? Is it? That's the cost. Turns to research spell right there. So, and it also tells us the common and rarity and things like that. Cloud Walk is probably the best one, and I would like to get that straight away. Can I just get rid of you? Although something like tutelage wouldn't be too bad either. I think I will go with. Ooh, you know, we'll get the summoned bear instead. We can always like bears. Can I get rid of you? No, there we go. So let's end the turn. Pretty simple first turn. Not much really happening. He says the frame rate drops like a stone. Hopefully that won't happen more than once. Anyway, we'll get moving through the jungle. It's going to take some more movement to do that, obviously. Oh, we'll just end the turn again. Hey, the Sorcerer King, I require your power. How about some frame rate drop and a half? That was some bad frame rate drop. Might have to start particle effects. Greetings, Heir to Aurelius. As one of the last channelers alive in the world, you and I have much in common. As a token of kinship, I offer a gift. The only thing I ask is in exchange is a tiny amount of your life force to power an important spell I've been working on. So we can go, yeah, I'm just dripping in it with extra life force these days. Go on, I could use a recipe. If you could spare some soldiers, I'd be happy to trade for a pioneer to help my people build. Or we could be not tempted by these baubles. Now, a pioneer would be quite nice, but I think I want the soldier. Honestly, the recipe actually might not be quite bad either. I'll take the soldier. A reasonable request. You do your people credit. I grant you the use of Whiff, commander of one of our Darkling battalions. There he is. Whiff. Don't know how useful he's going to be, but he's there. Stronger than a normal Darkling, but that's not saying much. Indeed it's not. Anyway, we have a full army now. We can see its combat strength. I think it's, yeah, its combat strength and its overall health. It doesn't have an icon to clearly display it as what level of army it is. So for now, we'll just try and stick to the weak quests and gathering up treasures. Again, I might have to turn off particle effects if the Sorcerer King decides to speak again. In fact, just in case of some desync happening, problem solved. And in fact, while I do this, I will just turn off particle effects because that was just horrendous, what we just saw. Yeah, turning off particle effects sucks, but it's not such a big deal. So our Sovereign can level up, which is quite nice. So what do we want? We can get Mentor, units gain 15% extra experience, or get XP 15% faster even. Resource harvesting, iron mines, crystal mines and other tapped resources will spawn crates, each filled with loot for crafting. 25% bonus to the amount of lore being produced, speeding up the research time of spells or clairvoyance. I generally avoid clairvoyance. I think maybe we'll go with Mentor. Just start off letting our people level up. Okay, you enter an abandoned village, taking on a chill as you do. Something sinister happened to you. You're about to leave when you hear a voice bellows, "Leave this place at once." Leave it or argue? Let's argue. No one tells me what to do, you shout. Show yourself, you add, telling someone else what to do. A strange, spectral figure emerges, billowing folds of, oh wait, the guy's just wearing a sheet. Tell him to take the stupid thing off. He takes off the sheet and explains that after everyone left, he stayed behind pretending to be a ghost to scare away bandits. That's dumb, you say. You're dumb. You should come with me instead. Surprisingly, he agrees. Get him to travel to a distant land, or get him to help you with one of my cities. I will choose to help him one of my cities. And we get a former ghost. You point the man in the direction of one of your cities, and tell him he can be useful. So here we've got what is known as an administrator. So he will not participate in battles. As you can see, he's quite elderly, but he will give +2 food when stationed in a city. So we get him, we stick him in that city, and as soon as he gets there, we'll get stuff for the city. So in the meantime, let's keep on going. I've still got plenty of time left for this part. Another big frame rate drop. So the problem with turn-based games is they do that. Hoping that won't become such an issue, but we'll see. What's that? We've got Bandit Army. Where is it now? It's been a while. I don't feel comfortable fighting that. It's got more health than we do, but we have more attack. So we'll just do some more quests and try and level up a little bit. No sense in hurting ourselves. That frame rate drop. Hey, we've got a new spell. Summon Bear. Very nice. We'll be sure to put that to good use. Now then, what else do we want? Ooh, forest harvesting. Might not be too bad. Haste is really good as well. Aura of Grace wouldn't be too bad either. It'd be really nice, in fact. Although I would like enchanted hammers. Let's grab. Ooh, Contagion might not be too bad either. No, let's grab Contagion. The streets are strewn with blood and body parts. In the severed heads you find a note, which explains that someone found a relic in a nearby graveyard and returned it only for the other villagers to grow violent and jealous of his new wealth. The relic, a deformed skull, sits in the middle of town, mocking you. This is an evil you just can't leave in the open. take it back to the graveyard which it came from. You carefully pick up the relic and stuff it into a nearby empty chest. So I'm guessing we should probably do that. The relic's home. Let's go there. We do have a lot of bandits around us, and it's a bit worrying, but we'll just have to see what happens. You can go into the city now, give it some more food, and we'll just end the turn again. I'll admit, it's a very nice looking game, compared to Fallen Enchantress at least. It looks a lot nicer. Maybe not quite as detailed, but nicer I feel. I'm hoping after each turn that it's not causing any audio desyncs, but we can never be too sure. Anyway, let's drop this off at the relic's home. You find the graveyard the relic came from. The relic obviously doesn't want to go home and starts to wriggle and try to bite you, but you're a lot bigger than it and easily wrestle it back into the crypt from which it came from. When you do so, a panel in the wall crypt opens, revealing a powerful sword, a scroll of ancient magic, or a book filled with old lore. Let's take the sword. Sword sounds fun. Doomsday counter goes down, courage goes up, and we get the serrated short sword. Very nice. You grab the sword from the panel. You grab the sword. As you grab the sword, the panel closes quickly. So we can equip it with our guy. We've currently got a warrior's blade, which isn't very good. We have to be level 8 to use this though, so I guess we can't use it just yet. We haven't really got into any fights yet either. So let's just keep the turns going and keep an eye out for certain enemies. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we see here we've got Sir, Kristen and Bailey. If these die in battle, they are gone for good. There is no bringing them back. And I'm not sure if it counts for the heroes, such as Tandis, but yeah, let's try not to lose anyone. Thirsty for a tasty potion, you open the door to a warlock's hut to make your way up to the counter, finding a long line. It seems slower. It seems slower going than most. It seems slower going than most. Oh yeah. And when you look up to the front, you find out why. There's a trainee warlock there having trouble filling up customers' orders. Could take a while. Let's be patient. Patience is a virtue after all. The line inches forward as at the front of the line, the customer shouts at the trainee warlock, berating him for making mistakes in his order. We will keep waiting patiently. The line inches forward. Someone sits down. Your feet hurt. Overhead, you hear the sounds of a birthday celebration. You're not giving up now. Sunset, a baby cries. Somewhere in the world, great things have been done. Your feet hurt. Hang on bravely. One tasty potion, please, you state. The trainee warlock's confused and uncertain. Hands you a nasty one. Flip out or close enough. Close enough. We get a suspiciously weak healing potion. We get some compassion as well. You accept the nasty potion and leave the poor kid be. Well, that was a bit eventful. And I see an enemy army that we can probably defeat. Now, as you can see here, we have predicted results. We've got victory. If you want to resolve this battle, you will win, but some of your units will take light damage. What I've found is that auto-resolving is actually quite a useful thing to do, especially if it says flawless victory, in which case you just win. So let's actually fight this one on the map since it is our first battle. As you can see, we can cast spells. We also have a turn order here. Going first is our guy, so let's get him up forward, and we will smite the looter. We don't do very much damage to start off with, for obvious reasons. Wolf here has Bleed, Howl, and Deadly Bite. Let's do Howl to start off with. Boost up our people's attacks. Whiff is going next. Trade places with enemy units. Let's try that one out. So we'll do this. There might be more sense to actually do it with the archer instead, so we could beat him up. But we'll just have to make do with what we've got, or what we've done even. That might have been a big mistake. Probably could have done that a lot more sensibly. And then we've got our militia. Now, from Fallen Enchantress, the attacking still carries over. So as you can see, we do 2 out of 2 damage times 3. So we can still do maximum damage and things like that. And they're hitting us now. Beating on poor Whiff. Let's kill this guy. There we go. Wolf, what can you do? Let's go and attack that ranger, and you can finish him off. Sir Kristen. I'm going to try and keep the characters like Sir Kristen and Bailey alive, and even Whiff for that matter. She was smite on him. Very nice, didn't kill him, but still did some decent damage. Shooting Whiff again. Poor Whiff, what did he ever do to you? Use Deadly Bite. Perfect. And from that we gain Flawless Iron, a Silver Band, and some crafting ingredients. We also defeated them. Now then, if we go to crafting, we can see here we can craft a bunch of different stuff, as long as we have the stuff for it. So for instance, Leather Cuirass requires 4 wolf pelts. Minor Healing Potion, we could make one of those. Armor Reinforcement, aspect of Speed, and Ring of Health, all things that require different materials that we will unlock as we go. Now then, what do we have here? Krog's army. I don't think we're going to be fighting that. It's got a lot more health than we do. Idle cities. Our city finished building its encampment. Very nice. Well, in that case, let's get... what do we want? The workshop? Let's get the watchtower, actually, and increase the size of the zone of control of our city. Also, you might need to head back, because I do see an army coming towards the city, and it does worry me a little bit. Only a little bit, though. In fact, our city can level up. Now, as our city levels up, we can move to different ones of these tiles, as you can see. So, for start off, we've only got these 6 around us, or these 9 even, 8 technically. So where do we want to go? Well, obviously we want to go with the more hammers. Going here won't be such a bad idea, but let us get to that. But for now I think I just want the straight 5 hammers. So we'll grab that. And as soon as it's done, you can see it puts some little cities there, and we also gain more hammers. Now then, get you back to the city. We'll probably explore, I don't know actually, maybe this way? We'll come round to here. They've backed off now. Oh, that's the Doomsday counter going up. Do we want to try this medium? I don't feel comfortable doing that. We haven't leveled up our people very much, at all even. So we could recruit a hero, but I don't want to do that just yet. We already have 1 army, we don't need a second one. Let's get scholarship and get our research up a bit. As you can see, everything's still in the middle. And these numbers here represent how long it takes till the next thing happens. So 12 turns till we next level up our sovereign, and 3 turns till we finish that spell. So we're just going to keep on exploring for a bit. Again, I'm hoping the volume's not too loud. I'll have to check it at the end of this part. Also to make sure that my voices are dropping out and that the frame rate counter is holding steady. It does always concern me when turn-based games with that happens. Oh hello, they are moving on our city. Let's get our units back there. Now I've never lost a city. Well, I have actually, but I've never lost a capital. So I am a tad concerned. Also, we don't build units so much as we summon them in, as you can see. Let's get a soldier, and we will summon him in. There we go. Have a soldier in the... Oh, actually, we will have a soldier outside the city, and then we'll move him inside, so we have some form of defence. Maybe it'll deter them just a little bit, and we'll get them on the workshop. Oh, yeah, it was a workshop. Oh, the Sorcerer King again. Market Maker. Greetings, Sovereign of Altar. I have placed significant restrictions upon you and the other factions of this land to prevent you from warring with each other. A necessary act, even if it has caused some measure of distress. It is restricted trade, I note. I will alleviate this now to make a market myself. Please, Sovereign, do you have any of these needs? We require no attention. No need to draw unnecessary attention to ourselves. I shall leave you in peace then. Rest assured there is no need for such harsh words. Apparently we offended him by saying that. I just don't want to cause him any problems. Yet. We're going to get Cloudwalk. Cloudwalk is such a good ability, and I'm never one to pass up Cloudwalk. Now we've hit 30 minutes, so I'll have to end this first part here. Hopefully you all are going to enjoy this series. Hopefully nothing terrible is happening. Got new events. I want to build that. So once again, hope you all have enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.